We thought that since John Blank, our chief equity strategist and person who actually manages the large cap trader portfolio, was around and available, be a good time to sit down with him and take a gander at what's been going on with this large cap trader service and the portfolio. So we're now progressed well enough into 2017, and if an investor wanted to take a look at this service for the first time and jump into the portfolio, not really midstream, but after the year opened, is that a good thing? Is cherry picking appropriate?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I think there actually is some room for cherry picking in a portfolio like this because it's a large cap established stock portfolio. So I have very little risk in any one given name, right? This is not a small cap growth portfolio. So I don't have trouble with cherry picking because you might have a portfolio, you're just looking for a few names and a few sectors. As long as your own strategy is diversified and you understand what you need, then I think it's fine. Well, however, I also endorse the idea, and I run this portfolio on an 8% average allocation to a stock, meaning I'm looking about 12 stocks to 15 stocks on average as my portfolio. And that portfolio is also entirely correct to do, and I do run it as a portfolio.
On the topic of specific sectors, geographic regions, you seem to have a concentration on tech.
Right.
And Europe.
Yes, this is the thing. The large cap trader is making the outperformance, and we are outperforming because we're making the right bets where the growth and the stories and the valuations are strongest. So what I'm doing differently this time is I am taking the bets and concentrating them in the areas. So if I like memory stocks, we own Seagate and Western Digital.
Okay.
Right? If I like semiconductor wafer fab, I own Tencore and Applied Materials. Same with Europe. I like Europe more than other areas, so we own Intercontinental Airlines, we own Royal Dutch Shell, and we own Deutsche Bank. So what I'm doing differently this time, and it is working, is I'm conviction bets on top-down themes and then layering in those concentrated bets and saying, hey, that's where we're going to get our outperformance. Making sure I have the best story available. Sometimes the market doesn't reward you for it, but that's what I'm doing.
Seems to be a lot of focus on Europe lately. You and I have talked about that. There seems to be a rally underway in overseas markets. How does all that correlate with your May market strategy?
Well, the May market strategy I am putting out is first, it's pro-tech, and second, it's taking a look at this OPEC deal later in May and thinking that might be a catalyst to get the international markets back up. One thing about international markets, they're more commodity and oil focused. And in rate hike environments, when rates get hiked, it's typically good for commodities, which means it's typically good for the world. So we're in a situation where I want to keep that overweight on, and I have kept that overweight on. And I have a little bit of an oil play, even though it seems contrarian, because I think that's the bet that forward-looking traders are going to make in those markets.
You also talked with me off camera about something that was new to me, the Zacks heat map. And for those who also find this a new thing, what is that all about? Yeah,
this is the Zacks heat map, Terry. I've done this webinar on this, when I've been out here, and I want to put this into this large cap trader. It's a really good tool because it has stability. Problem with the Zacks rank, a lot of time it flops around, as we know, right? An analyst comes in or out. There's not as many covering analysts that can flop quickly. When you have a heat map, you can watch the sectors and industries over time, so you can see the semiconductors staying green for 3-4 months of time. That's a better conviction area then. It has stability. You get a real strong sense of that the story you're building around that space is one you can believe in. If you look at that now, you have the red being retail. Guess what? We know that story. That's Amazon, and it's picking up, and it's sustainable. And you can say, okay, I should under-concentrate in retail. I should over-concentrate in semis. So you go on and click on stocks, sector industry picks, find the heat map, learn to use it for your portfolio. And I wouldn't tell you, just because John Blank told you this, to do this tomorrow. Start doing it on a regular basis, once a month for a few months. Start to see where the sustainability is, build those stories up for you, and then take a look at your portfolio and say, you know what, the heat map's got a spot that I can fill or where I should shrink. That's what I want you to do.
So for those who want to consult it, where on Zacks.com can it be found?
Right. Stocks, sector, And then under sector, you'll see the tab heat map.
Okay. And that is a good trend predictor.
Trend predictor, yes. And
John?
just a good top-down way to run a portfolio.
All right. Always a pleasure. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by as well. With John Blank, I'm Terry Ruffolo.